What is up, y'all, and welcome back to another video. And there's actually a tweet that I saw recently that kind of sparked debate in my mind. And I just wanted to talk about some things that I've been thinking lately. But before I get into everything, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, do all that stuff. You know, it helps me out. And if you fuck with my vibe, you know, that'd be appreciated. But yeah, let's get into it. So I saw a tweet from NBA Central saying that Steve Kerr says that when it comes to skills, Steph Curry is the greatest of all time. And the quote reads, "It's different. The way he impacts the game is different. When you have these conversations about who the greatest ever is, you automatically go to these genetic marvels. You know LeBron, Michael Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain, and whoever else. Steph doesn't fit that normal mold. I love that Shaq is bringing that up because from a skills standpoint, it's not even close. Curry is the greatest ever from a skills standpoint." And that's kind of like where it sparks debate in my mind, because obviously I'm going to play something from Shaq in a little bit, how he thinks Steph Curry is the greatest of all time, or should be in the greatest of all time debate, my bad. And it's just crazy that we're getting so much love for Steph Curry, because I'm a Warriors fan, so I'm obviously going to be biased, but, you know, I'm not going to say he's the greatest of all time, because I believe the GOAT debate is actually subjective on based off opinions. You know, everybody has their own opinion of who they think the greatest is, but, you know, there could be a conversation about a bunch of guys, and if Steph Curry, you know, Steph Curry might be the guy who could squeeze into there now, because, I mean, think about it, 4 or 5 years ago, before we won that chip, he was like borderline like 13 to 10 top range of the all-time best players, right? And that ring actually boosted him up a lot. And now that he's still having longevity at age 36, pushing 37 in a few days, that just is starting to spark him up the list. Obviously, you know, he came to the league late, so his total points, total assists, total like records are not as much as like a guy like LeBron, Kareem, all those guys. But his impact and influence on the game in general and how the NBA is played is it's just crazy how much it can boost him as a player. Because obviously when you think of the top 10 players, no one is under 6'5", 6'6", right? The smallest guy is probably Kobe and MJ. Everybody else is just bigs or fours. And so Steph Curry even being on this list or even being in the conversation is just insane to me, because someone that small has it way harder than a guy of LeBron's like build. Just like Steve Kerr was saying, if Curry was LeBron's height and had every single skill that he has now, he would be up there, man. He would be up there for the best player of all time. And I mean, he still is up there for the best player of all time. That's the crazy part. But can he be the GOAT? Is he in the conversation to be the GOAT? That's the big question here. And honestly, that's going to be a thought talked about in the next few years as Curry keeps on going, because, you know, he still has this regular season to play, and the Warriors have been very hot. So if he wins a chip, he could spark some conversations there. That's all I'm saying. But the question is he in the GOAT debate now? As Draymond Green, I mean, he's going to be biased because he's his lifelong teammate, right? But it is still interesting to hear. As he says, with all due respect to LeBron, Michael Jordan, and Shaq, there is no one in the history of the NBA that has ever been schemed against and guarded the way Steph Curry is guarded. And I mean, that is true. That is true. I don't know if that's the sole reason why he should be in the GOAT debate, because he's had a lot of other accomplishments, but also LeBron, MJ, all those guys have also had other accomplishments. So, you know, there's that. But what Draymond Green is saying is completely true. No one has guarded and schemed on a player like this ever. Even when Kevin Durant was on the team, Curry was getting all the attention, or most of the attention. So that is a great point by Draymond Green. As like I said earlier, I'm going to play a video from Shaq, as he's a non-biased guy talking about Steph Curry and whether he should be in the GOAT debate. So I'm going to play a whole video for Shaq and what he said, and I'm going to talk about it after.
As the supreme leader of the Big Man Alliance, I demand you fans to start putting Steph Curry in that greatest of all time conversation. Just start putting them in the conversation.
So the conversation of Jordan,
Mike,
LeBron, Kobe,
LeBron, start putting Steph in that conversation. I demand it.
Why does the Big Men Alliance need to say something?
Because I am the supreme leader and my voice counts. And I'm saying, listen, I played against Mike, played with Kobe, played against and with LeBron. They're all great. But at some point, we're going to have to put Steph Curry in that category. I'm not saying he is, but let's just have the conversation. Like, I like all the internet talk and the barbershop talk, but I ain't never seen nothing like that before, and nobody has. And
pretty special.
And that's how many of them things he got. 1, 2, 3, 4 against LeBron. So.
And the first thing Shaq brings up here is he uses his eye test. Obviously, he says, I've never seen anything like that, and I've played against Michael, LeBron, all those guys, and Kobe, all those guys, and I've never seen anything like that. So his first reason is the eye test, which is a very valid reason for some people and who they think is the best player ever. But he also talks about his rings. He talks about how he has 4 rings, and 3 of them are against LeBron James. So That is also true. That is also a fact. You could, argue whether Curry had the better team or not for most of those years, or injuries or whatever, but, he still has 3 rings against LeBron James, so that's on his resume. So, those are valid reasons where you could sway Curry in the GOAT debate, but, you got to compare him to guys like Kareem. Kareem has 6 rings, 6 MVPs. Jordan, 6 rings. LeBron, 4 rings. But, his dominance and how many times he went to the finals is also up there, right? So it's just going to be very hard to put Curry in that debate. I'm not going to say he isn't or is, because I'm not going to keep my opinion in there. And I'm a Warriors fan, so you could probably, think what you want. But it's just going to be very hard for Curry to slot in that GOAT debate without another MVP or another championship. But, this year, they very well could. They're looking very nice. So, there is also that thought. So, should Steph Curry be in the GOAT debate? Maybe. I'm not going to say my real opinion. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. So, in the comments, debate, talk about your thoughts on this, because I actually want to hear a bunch of perspectives, because I'm a Warriors fan, so I'm gonna hear a lot of Warriors fans out, because that's where all my friends are. All my friends are Warriors fans, so obviously I'm gonna hear the biases towards Steph Curry and everybody, but I want to hear other people's opinions. So comment all that, like the video, do all that stuff, and yeah, man, we're out.